and welcome to part 2 of our training. In part 1, we completed our emergency savings for 2 months of income. We also paid off all of our debt, so we are starting part 2 debt-free. Now is the fun part where we can start to save towards our goals. We have 2 types of goals. We have our minor goal for things such as a cell phone or a computer, and major goals for things like a down payment on a house or a car. Now we will have a major goal and a minor goal. You can have just a major goal if you want, but don't just choose minor goals. The major goal can be anything, but here are a few things we suggest. If you rent a house or apartment now, you will want to save up for a down payment on a house. It is much better to own than to rent. You will need to save up a down payment equal to 20% of the cost of the house. This is what banks require, and it makes it so that if you need to sell the house, you can sell and not owe any more money to the bank. Do not borrow money for a down payment. You will have trouble paying back the bank and the person you borrowed money from the down payment. A house loan from the bank is not a regular loan. It is a partnership. You and the bank are partners in buying the house. The house will go up in value most years, so it is an investment that increases in value with time. It is not like a car loan. When you buy a car, it decreases in value. So if you take out a loan for a car and then must sell the car, you may not be able to pay off the loan. You may have no car, yet are making payments to the bank for the car. With a house loan, you begin owning 20% of the house, and each month as you pay the house loan, you own more and more of the house. If you do own a house already, but are making payments on a house loan, you may want to start paying off the house loan faster. This will save you lots of money on interest. If you already fully own a house and have no house loan, you may want to have different major goals. Save money to invest in or enlarge a business. Buy a car. Buy land or rental property. Save money for college for your children or grandchildren. Or invest in the stock market. For our demonstration, the major goal is saving up for a down payment on a house equal to 20% of the value of the house. And for our demonstration, we will choose the minor goal of buying a mobile phone. You may want to choose a different minor goal. Buy a notebook computer. Save up money for a vacation. It can be anything that will bless you and your family. Because we have no debt, we can save 20% of our income. So we will put half into the major goal and half into the minor goal. We will have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. Now we are on month 30. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God. Because we have no debt, we can save 20% of our income. So we will put half into the major goal and half into the minor goal. We have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. Now we are on month 33. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God. Because we have no debt, we can save 20% of our income. So we will put half into the major goal and half into the minor goal. And we have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. This month, we had a large size emergency happen. We got into an accident with our motorcycle. We had to go to the hospital and stay for 2 days. The hospital bill was a lot of money, and we missed work for the next 10 days. So we have had a loss of income. And we had to pay the repair for the motorcycle. The cost of this emergency was very large. It was 14 cups of income. Before, we would have needed to borrow the money, but we don't have to now. So we must pay 14 cups of income. Where do we take the money from? It won't be what you think. We will try to use as little of the emergency fund as possible. We have other money saved up. Where's the other money we have saved up? Yes, we have the money in the major and minor goal containers. We do this in a certain order. First, we take the money out of the minor goal because it is the least important. There are 4 cups of water in the minor goal. Next, we take the money out of the major goal container. There are 4 cups of water in the major goal container. And we still need 6 more cups. So we will take 6 large cups of water out of the emergency fund. Wow, we are not happy that we had to spend so much money. 14 cups of income. But we give praise to the Lord because He provided for all of our needs. We did not have to worry about where to get that much money because we had that much money in savings already. We rejoice that God has provided for our time of great need. Now we are on month 34. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God. Even in difficult times, we still tithe to the Lord. It is an act of trust in God to do this. Now, whenever our emergency fund drops below 2 months of our income, we must build it back up again. For just a while, we will return to the goal of filling up our emergency fund, and we will not be saving towards our major and minor goals. We have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. We are now on month 36. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God does. We are focusing once again on having an emergency fund equal to 2 months of income. Now we have completed this goal and have our emergency fund once again equal to 2 months of income. Let's get up and dance and be happy. We have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. Now we are on month 37. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God does. Once again, we will save money for our major and minor goals. And we have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. Okay. Now we are on month 41. Who receives the first fruits of our income? God does. Okay, let's stop and look at this. Over and over again, we have been able to be a huge blessing to our church. We are members of the church who are known to be responsible. The pastor and staff receive salary. The electric and water bills get paid. Food for meals is purchased. Bibles are purchased. Ministries are made possible because of members like you who are responsible people. Once again, we will be saving money for our major and minor goals. Look, we have enough money now in our minor goal container to purchase the new mobile phone. We paid in cash and did not borrow money like we did in the past. We have no debt. Go and give testimony at church and be happy and dance. And we have the remaining 70% for our living expenses. Now, we can choose another minor goal. Or, if we want to, We can only have a major goal, and we can put all 20% of our savings into it each month, and we will accomplish the major goal twice as fast. For example, for a down payment for a house. We have managed our money with the good plan for 41 months now, just a little over 3 years. Think of how much God has blessed us. 1, we are no longer in debt. We are not slaves anymore. We now have more money to save each month because we do not have debt. 2, we have an emergency fund equal to 2 months of income. We have never saved up this amount of money before. We are ready for emergencies, even large emergencies. And 3, we have even more money saved for a major goal and a minor goal. We accomplished the minor goal and have bought a new mobile phone with cash. And we already have some money saved up to purchase our own house, so we will not have to rent anymore. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. That concludes part 2 of this demonstration. We hope that this has been helpful for you to see how you can get out of debt and save for your goals for the future. Bye.